Hey trophies, welcome to this week's 50-minute total body Tabata aerobics workout. We're gonna have so much fun in this class. And since all of the moves after we do our 5-minute warm up are 1.5 minutes of work with 30 seconds of rest, you are welcome to do anything you want during that 30 seconds so you can take it to your desired intensity. I will be health bouncing so that you can join me for the health bounce, or you can take it upon yourself to do a move that might elevate your heart rate a little bit and keep you more in the zone 3-4. Otherwise, we're gonna be working in a little bit of intervals through the class and crushing our total trophy body. Let's go ahead and start with our 5-minute warm up. I'm so glad that you joined me for this 50-minute class. I know 50 minutes is a long time, but when you're having fun, it's just like taking a nice long walk or a hike, and we're not feeling overexerted, but we're actually feeling more and more energized as we go. So that is the point of this class today. Let's go ahead and get into our normal, amazing poised posture right up through our spine and jawline. And relax and feel the pumping. And then widen our stance and do a couple Tai Chi twists here. I want these to just come so naturally for you, so you feel like you really are getting better and better at not only this move, but all of the moves, because it's starting to feel so familiar to you. And so you're really dialing it in and taking all the opportunities that you get in each move and maximizing that. And if your energy is lower for the day, you just go through the motions and get your reps in. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and tuck and hunch and bob and hang and come down and get a nice easy bottoms up. Let's go ahead and roll the weight of our body in and out through our feet. I really like to shift around and lift my toes up, so I want you to do the same. Find lots of different places on your mat to have your feet and then shift your weight around. And bring one foot in and the other foot in and then out and out. And just find all the right ways to stretch your calves and your hamstrings, even into your hips, behind your knees, and of course your ankles and feet. Let's go ahead and lift our head up and then hold the handlebar all the way up. Realign here and relax. Get into a little bit of a bounce. Let's do some hip twists, nice gentle hip twists. If we put a little firmness into our core and back, then we start to activate our core and back while we're sinking into our hip twists. It's all through the spine. It's all in our posture. We don't have to squeeze. We just need to be erect and tall. And then squeezing happens on its own. Let's go ahead and pick it up to a little bit of a faster pace here, working in our shoulders. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do some hip thrusting here, my all-time favorite move. And feel the symmetry that we're working through the core, because we really want to stretch both sides, right? Both obliques into the lower back of both sides. And then we have that nice low back health and a nice loose low back for hamstring health and for that sciatic nerve health. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bring our bounce down and do some swan arms, because we want to stretch through the elbows, wrists, fingers, chest, and then back. Up we go into a hooked dive. So that hook around the side of the hand, and then we find our poise and posture right down the center. We just want to bring in tension that's comfortable and low and in low intensity, and then reach down. Let the rebounder do the rest. You bring yourself into your posture and poise. and precision, and then feel as your rebounder tugs on you in perfect form. Excellent. We'll come back down here and then take one arm, reach it down, stretch through the neck and chin, and pull the lips over. And then switch sides again. Stretching through the face and neck, under chin, and relax. Tuck the chin down. While I've got you here, we might as well do some shoulder rolls up and back, and forward, and up, and back, and relax. The first move that we're gonna be doing is squat, twist, walk. So let's go ahead and get walking. So this will be our first 1.5 minute move. So we get 90 seconds for each move to really get into the muscles that we're activating. And with the twisting, what I want us to do is be in the squat walk and then twist out and in with our foot position. Let's be slow and mindful because we're pushing into resistance with every rep. So the activation is going to build. And we just want to be here with our breath because we're going to be going through lots of moves and there's going to be lots of opportunity to connect to all of our muscles with our mind in the present moment. And then you might notice that you're more precise with your movements because you're really dialed in, right? You might skip spots in your turns or you hit every single minute around the clock. And you really want to work into every single position that you can push into. So we're going to go to 6:30. Then we're going to get our 30-second break. And health bounce is a wonderful way to just bring recovery to the activated muscles, or you can bring heart rate up to make it more of a circuit training. All right, let's go ahead and health bounce. Or any move you want. If you do this workout again and again, maybe you can switch it up. Start with health bounce this first time. All right, next move is going to be squat, twist, walk in the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position. So go ahead and get into 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then we're going to rotate our feet. I notice that when my right foot is going out, my left foot is going out as well, and then they're both coming in at the same time. And now I'm just going to come into the present moment and take my 90 seconds to work all the muscles that we're working in this move. And we're going to do this move again for 90 seconds with the feet opposite. So with this low intensity pace, we really get to have the opportunity to explore because now we're working more technique and feeling how far we can go with each of these moves into our flexibility and the resistance that we're putting against our muscles. So we're going to get used to the clock. At the 30-second is when we're going to end each move and then have that 30-second break. How are we feeling? Inner thighs, outer thighs are working, and you can always modify as you are going so that you can hold certain positions with one foot or the other as you're feeling activation and liking what you're feeling. All right, 3, 2, 1. Remember what foot was forward and then we'll switch. I'm really loving this 30-second break because it really is resetting and getting our muscles nice and fresh so that we can have maximum precision with each move to come. All right, are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch with me. So many opportunities when we Get to be really still in our mind and in our body, in our heart rate, because it's not pumping too hard. We can come into more activation, right? We can work our way up through the core, even into our upper body if we wanted to, just by holding our arm positions in a flex. Our heart rate will definitely come up a little higher. Really building our knee strength, ankle strength. And then, like I said too, working into the core muscles and our lower back. And then exploring, bending lower, twisting, turning, anything we want to do. Surprising ourselves with our flexibility because we're pushing a little harder, pushing farther, I should say, because we have the patience to do it. All right, let's go ahead and health bounce, and we have the energy to do it. When we have this 30 seconds, let's milk it for the next move to come, which is squat bouncing, parallel position, with squat intervals. So we're gonna do some squats and then we're gonna squat bounce. And the squat will bring a little bit of a activation through the thighs, all right? So let's go ahead and bounce for 10 seconds and get into that momentum of pushing into your resistance mat, building up activation, and then do some mini squats just for 5 seconds, and then back to bouncing. Let's grab the mat and pull apart a little bit, just for that little extra activation, pushing in through the flat foot, maybe even more in through the middle of the foot. 1, 2, 3, we'll do 5, 4, and 5. Get back into that push and press out, and feel every bob. We'll go at the 55 again. 5 squats, just babies. Here we go. 1. Now make it smooth up and down, very even. 3, 4, 5. Just thinking about lubing up the knees. Grip, feel those glutes. Let's do one more at the 20. Strong core here. 1, 2, beautiful. 3, 4, and 5. Health bounce. Now, milking it. Getting ready for squat bounce again, except with the Mary Poppins feet, and then we'll do the squatting again. Noticing that we want to bring, or notice that our heart rate is coming all the way down at the top of the minute. All right, so back into that Mary Poppins squat bounce. So now we can lean back into our heels a little bit, but also be mindful of how we're going through our flat foot. Let's go ahead and do them at the 15, our squatties. All right, 1, work those inner thighs. 2, smooth up and down. 3, abs, and then bounce. I like to stay more upright when my feet are out wide like this and really work those inner thighs, but also take the opportunity to see if I can squeeze internally. Let's go at the 45. Pushing more through flat feet. Here we go. 1, 2, beautiful. And 5, and bounce. Making our breath nice and calm, but feeding our muscles as needed. Fueling our muscles. Really, when we get the oxygen to the muscles, they're fueling, they're feeding, They're relaxing. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And go. 5 more seconds. And health bounce. Beautiful. I think the burning, it makes sense that the burning activation is just a lack of oxygen. So that's why if we're really in tune with feeding our muscles the oxygen that they need with that low diaphragm, accordion lungs breath, very calm state, then we feed our muscles and then they can keep going and there's no fear. 3, 2, squat walk again. This time, cross one foot over to 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then we're going to do the twisting again. I feel like the twisting, you have to just be very mindful in this crisscross so that we're feeling good. I think we're all pretty good here. And then feel the core again too, because the core is really guiding the pushing if we're here in the present in our mind to core connection. Little twists through the feet. And don't miss a push. You've got one on the front, one on the back, working all the way up. Working into your beautiful flexibility. Inner, outer thighs. 360 trophy legs, trophy joints. And we're noticing that we're able to work our muscles more and more with a little bit less breath, and this means that we're increasing our cardiovascular fitness. Because our heart is working more efficiently. And this comes from a calm place, working our way up. 3, 2, 1, health bounce. And then remember what side, we'll switch sides next. Really milking it here. Massaging our bodies. It's like, oh, quick massage break, here we go. And whatever move you're doing here is flawless. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch now. Working at higher heart rates versus working at lower heart rates, both have their pros. So it's good to sometimes challenge ourselves to do the lower intensity if we're used to doing higher intensity. And then once we feel like we've really built that solid foundation in that lower intensity, start playing around with bringing the intensity up and see how our body responds through the day. Our appetite, our energy, our mood, our sleep, our hydration needs, our fuel needs. Because recovery is most of the results. Proper recovery. 5, 4, excellent job, trophies, 2 and 1. And you know how I know why recovery is most of the results? It's because you're only on your rebounder for 30 minutes to an hour a day. The rest of the day, you're not on your rebounder. It's about how calm your body is and how fast it's recovering. And so you can get back to strengthening those muscles, because if your muscles heal fast, you're back to full speed next time you're on your rebounder. And that's what we want. All right, so we've done both. Now we're gonna do butterfly. So butterfly is so fun, right? Swimming butterflies, because we really get to be present when we have our hands open wide or putting ourselves in that little back bend. Stretching forward and holding strong through the core. And then flipping back to a safe, light, open heart back bend and hunch. Keeping the breath calm. If we really stretch, we put that extra resistance into our muscles, which equals more activation, more heat, more heart rate. Work your symmetry and balance. Allowing your whole body to move with your flow. Staying balanced. Barely bouncing here, barely bouncing, so I can stay in a safe momentum. And if there's ever a point where you feel real good and you want to hold it, feel free. Beautiful. All right, 2 and 1, and relax. Or do any move that you're doing. Keep crushing it, trophies. You can also add in moves throughout the workout anytime during the 30 seconds. Completely up to you. You can do this workout many different ways. Next move is breaststroke. So we're gonna stay right here and we're gonna do the cat-cow and reach and lengthen through our arms. Here we go. So hunch and reach and then push that water back and then we arch the back, pulling the arms in and into our sides, palms up, hunch, switch, push, arch, elbows in, hunch. And then see where your booty sits too, because tucked booty here, and then when you get to this lengthened position, stick the booty out. And then tuck it under and stick it out. And if you're really holding firm through your core and through your arms and keeping your breath super low and calm and quiet, you're building up heat. Give your arms that flex. No matter where they are, reaching. Lengthening through the core, finding that coordination with your upper body and lower body, bobbing. And then let your body move fluidly. Because there's no wrong way to work your flexibility if you're nice and comfortable. 3, 2, 1, and relax. A lot of ballet work. Keeping that central nervous system nice and calm. Love me the sound of my nose breathing and your nose breathing, the sound of music. And then through the rest of the day, very minimal silence in the breath. All right, swan dive. So we're gonna go out, reaching, and then flip and come up, and we're gonna hold dive in our poise and bob into our dive. We're gonna hold to the 25 and drop. Now reach, reach, reach. You have to be really still in your body to work symmetry. Out we go again. Up, flip, get into your back activation. Up we go, hold dive. Strong core. Are we pulling the core in? We can. Any opportunity you get, grab it. Let's go ahead and go back down. Opportunity here to reach down. Here we go, back up. Hold it. Now let's widen our stance and do a quick turn to the side, or an easy turn to the side. We're not working quick. And an easy turn to the other side. Back to center. 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop. Health bounce. Just feel all that recovery. Next move, sit bouncing, bent arm crawl stroke. All right, so we're gonna sit down and we're going to do this. All right, so let's go ahead and take a seat. 4, 3, 2, 1. So pull those fists in, and then you can stretch through your triceps. And now another thing you can do too is find yourself in a groove of bounces and then add a little lift, a little kick when your elbow is up high enough so that you don't bump elbow to knee unless you want to. Bring your elbow to your knee. Up to you if you add the kicks. It just adds a little something. What we want here is the core to be stable. And then we want to be reaching through our swimming strokes, around our shoulders and back. Core. Picture that core right now. Just getting sliced and diced in the most beautiful, gentle, efficient way. Lots of flexibility here. The foundation of your trophy body. When it comes to rebounding, flexibility through all of the joints is the foundation of your trophy body. Excellent job. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Makes me think of running. The foundation of a runner's body is definitely knee health, hip health, ankle health, and also that heart conditioning. And then the runner can run, run, run. When we jump instead, there's thousands of moves that we get to enjoy doing, and it takes all the joints on peak performance to be able to execute all of the beautiful jumping moves that we get to do. Backstroke, you guessed it, here we go. So we're gonna bend those arms and we're gonna stretch through the lats, chest here, and back, and core. And if you wanna do any additional lifting, you're welcome to throw yourself a little bit off balance to make yourself work a little bit harder. I want precision and poise through that frontal abdominal, the front abdominals, and then also obliques. A little slow lift seems to work well. Beautiful. One of my new favorite moves. I am going to be doing this more and more. Coming in hot because these are really, really, really good. Really good. Just shifting the weight around in this way really adds something to these abs and back. We're going to be doing lay swimming next. 3, 2, 1, rest. So if you need a towel, now's the time. I'm not going to use a towel because I'm just going to keep my head up and then rest my head with my hands behind my head. So we're just going to do 2 segments of lay swimming, one with forward legs, one with back legs. Now I'll go ahead and show you what I did yesterday. Well, when I practiced, I wanted to have my head up. So I held my handlebar with my head like right in front of the handlebar so that I could have my head up without having to strain my neck too much, or at least use my neck too much. Let's go ahead and get started. But if you have your head on a pillow, that works really well too. But we want to focus on the leg swimming, forward leg swimming. Squeeze your legs and reach. Bring your swimming strokes higher up for a little bit easier world, and then middle for more, and lower for the most activation. Flat back. And then if your head is tired too, just lift your head up. So there's lots of ways to do this. I just rested my head on my handlebar the first time I tried this. And I was like, oh, hey, that's nice. Takes that tension out of my neck so then I can focus on my abs and legs. And then, of course, lifting your head up, like I said I was going to do, will rock the house with your face and neck muscles. And turning your head to the side, too, can relieve a little bit. Now, if you're really going for these, you're getting a lot of activation. So keep it steady. The next round is going to add on to this because we're going to go backwards. So for the 30 seconds, we're just going to do lay bouncing. Flatten that back. Scoop that lower back down. 3, 2, 1, bounce. Fully relax. Maximizing our muscles for the next round. In any traditional circuit training, we get more and more fatigued with each move because we're using up the energy, the glycogen in our muscles. So this rest and recovery will keep us at maximum effort potential for each move through the whole workout. Okay, backward swimming now. So now we scoop down and up. Beautiful. Just want to find that endurance pace. That just makes us feel like we could do this all day and feel fit every second of it. Because feeling fit is a very empowered feeling. That's the goal. The goal is to be able to, every time we train, to feel like an athlete, to feel fit. And then there's just this incredible surge of happiness and endorphins. And then we keep coming back for more, and the body just adapts right into its trophy body, trophy health, trophy cardiovascular health, joint health, muscle health. The muscle health really is one of the most exciting parts for me, is because these muscles haven't yet been really discovered. So we as the trophy team, the trophy tribe, need to bring our best, do our best so that we can show the world what gravity muscles, what flexible muscles really look like and what they're all about, because they're very healthy muscle tissue. 2, 1, excellent job, trophies. Bounce it out. Lactic acid flush, one of the major components of healthy muscle tissue is all the bouncing, all the pumping that we're doing. All right, next is up we go to do some jogging. So we're going to work these legs and bring our heart rate up a tiny bit. So first move is normal jogging. So right down the middle of the mat, I'm going to turn to the side, and we want to bring our upper body into it, and we want to find that endurance pace that hits really good for 90 seconds. I like form focus, so join me in perfect form. And now let's be with our breath. Keeping it low in the low diaphragm, the lower exhale. Staying very calm in the eye muscles. Very relaxed face, teeth closed. Work that symmetry. Check in with yourself. Do you need to reduce speed? Are you stable? How you feeling? We want you in the fun zone. The very empowered zone. Easy done. Finishing steady. 4, 3, 2, 1. Half bounce. Loving the potential for this routine. With all the variations of how we can do this workout, depending on our energy levels. And to just test ourselves. All right, 3, 2, 1, Mary Poppins jog. So I'm calling that the wide stance jog with the feet out a little bit. And then working the arms at a little bit of an angle to avoid the handlebar. Sometimes making progress in our fitness journey is about overriding our belief system, our past beliefs about intensity needing to be high in order to make progress. So I'm here to guide you along a really powerful workout at a lower intensity so that you can prove to yourself that you're making progress even with a happier heart. And then you might think, it actually does make sense, because the heart doesn't have to be beating out of my chest in order for me to build a mind to muscle connection and to build muscle density and to build flexibility throughout the body. The heart just needs to be fueling the muscles, but it doesn't have to be at 50 to 60 miles an hour. It can be at 30, 40 miles an hour. Even 40 could be pushing it, 30 miles an hour. Then we really fine-tune that connection. Hormones stay calm, progress is made. 3, 2, 1, health bounce. And it's because of recovery. Recovery is faster. If you're an elite athlete, you know how to recover fast at those higher heart rates, then that's when you're ready to go high heart rate. Because you know how to replace salt, how to replace glycogen, water, and rest. Physical and mental rest. Next is living room legs. Right for 45 seconds, well, whichever, start with one side, and then at the 45, we'll switch. So we're pushing into our resistance mat. You've got the opportunity to also put a light squeeze in your upper body for that extra activation. Now feel your legs pushing in and out, in and out. Very relaxed here. Your body doesn't know that it thinks you're calmer than you may be bringing yourself to that state, but your face is calm. So your body's like, okay. Switch sides, 2, 1, perfect. Little smile. Core strength, poise. Making it look easy, even if you're faking it till you make it look easy. And it should be easy, so slow down if need be. Two, 1, health bounce, easy. Milking it. Sit, arm pumps is next. So we can pull the arms simultaneously for more coordinated movement. We can also jog. Let's go ahead and sit. So jogging is doable. Arm pumps are awesome too. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna go 45 of each if you wanna join me, but if you find that one is better for you, because I think the Jogging works through like an X, scissors your stomach. Pumps are just more square. So if you prefer one, fine. Otherwise, let's do both. Pull those elbows back, getting that bicep, lengthening tricep stretch, and then punching forward. Perfect poise through your spine and jaw. Okay, 2, 1. Maybe bring your bounce down a little bit and then jog with me and feel that core strength supporting you. Teeth are closed. Yes, great job. You're like, I got it, Sally, I got it. Excellent. Four, 3, popping up we go. We can sit down for 15. We'll pop up for 15. We're gonna do triangle legs. If you don't know triangle legs, I'll go ahead and get up and start teaching you. So triangle legs is just going around the triangle. So you're keeping your upper body right over the middle and you're just making 3 points. Over, back, side, side, back, over, back, side, back, over. All right? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we want to feel that pushing through the core, through inner outer thighs, front and back thighs, the back. And then come back to that really slow, organized, present moment like we did in the beginning. Because then we take opportunities to work deep into flexibility. Little opportunities to swing the hips more when we just slow down a hair. If we're working into our flexibility, we are chipping away at body fat that's tucked deep inside. And that's how we really get down to that low body fat. And then with the breath, being calm, through the nose, it's taken care of. Perfect. Loving these 90 seconds to dial it in and let the activation build. Health bounce to build and to maintain. Milking it. We're all really getting to know this health pump, this health bounce, which is a wonderful move to do any time of day. I think I've gotten caught up in thinking when I'm on my rebounder, I need to be doing a move. Well, what about just pumping? Just pumping. Glute scissor jumps. This is a new move. It's kind of like split jumps. So when we're in the air, we're not going to jump too high. We're going to put resistance bands around our legs and then pull them out with a glute squeeze. So we need to have a glute tuck here and then pull out and have our handlebar here to have us suspend for enough time to get the glutes flexed and pumped. So there might need to be a little back angle. Got it? With that pull apart and then squeeze the bun. So we don't need the handlebar. If you can pop up and get that glute squeeze, the handlebar's here to keep us centered, but we don't have to put our weight into it, or we can. Check in with your heart rate, add mid bounces. Definitely could take some practice. You might feel more momentum if you add more of them back to back or take breaks between. You can always resort 2 split jumps. Excellent. Working those outer glutes. Gonna get better and better at these. All right, health bounce. We're gonna do bottoms up next. As you know, when we're lengthening, we're strengthening, because our muscles, when they're lengthened, they internally flex to prevent overstretching, which means they're putting a little flex in there and you're adding resistance, so you're building in bottoms up. 2 and 1. Bob and hang, get comfy, and then bob into activation. 10%, 20%, 30% activation. As long as you keep activation, hold for 90. Of course, shift your weight around or find a spot and hang out. I like to have my head facing the ground just so that I don't get too much head up into blood into my brain. And then keeping my breath super calm, because we don't want to breathe too heavy when we're upside down. Working into flexibility and activation. Lowering our upper body. And if the head gets tired, the neck gets tired looking down, you can obviously drop your head. Just keep yourself safe and comfortable. If you can go 30 more seconds with me, hold strong. You can always take breaks too if needed. And if activation is too much, just take all activation out of the backs of the legs and bob. And you could even put one hand up on the handlebar just to lift your head up a little bit more. Stick that booty out. Switching sides to relieve a little bit of activation. Now we're going to work our way up. Let our hamstrings relax. Hold the handlebar. Push into the handlebar. Taking weight off. All right. Let's go ahead and look over our shoulder gently. And then come back gently, keeping the eyes super glazed and relaxed. Look over the other shoulder. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hang just the head. Tuck, chin tuck. Perfect. Let's go ahead and widen our stance. And then keep that back foot loose, remember, and then lift that heel and twist so that we get that nice flexible twist. Even just coming up all the way onto the tippy toe. Tippy toe. And looking behind you for that ultra twist. Or looking in front of you for the ultimate ballet twist. The slower we go, the farther we can explore. If we're feeling nice and safe, this is the last one. Little yoga. One more time this way. Excellent. We're going to do some humming. So let's see how long you can hold your hums for the whole minute. Inhale and hum. Last minute, we're going to do a little bit of calming work, breath work through the nostrils. Very amazing for the recovery and for the central nervous system. Thumb on one nostril. Inhale and exhale. Pointer on the other nostril. Inhale. Exhale. Switch sides again. Inhale. Switch sides. Exhale. Stay on this side. Inhale. And switch sides. Exhale. Relax. Drop your hand. Relax. And stop. Now, I do want to encourage you, in case you want to grab a pillow and a blanket and take this last 10 minutes because we love to have a nice round time. Now, this is a 50-minute class, so class is over and you absolutely crushed it, and I know that you're going to do it again and again. Any way you want to do it. You can do it as an afternoon workout. You can do it as your blast in the morning with or without health bounce or any other move that you do. You can choose it up, and change it up. If you want for this last 10 minutes, you're welcome to do some inversion with me. I am going to go ahead and join you. And all I'm going to do is lay down and relax for the last 10 minutes of this class to make it an even hour. Now, again, class is over. But we're just going to hang out if you want to join me. Let's invert and relax. And we'll start here for a minute, and then we'll do some massage. Feel free to close your eyes. Come into your breath. Relax your whole body. Now let's take one foot off of the handlebar and let's do some squeezing. Up and down the calves and shin, into the knee, into the hamstring, and all the way up to the ankle and the foot. 1 minute each leg. Little fascia massage, rubbing gently up and down. Excellent. Switching sides. Reflexology is an opportunity to explore internal tightness and sensation and to find it and to massage it. Let's go ahead and take another minute to just rest with our feet up. Full body relaxed. Take your tongue and push it up to the roof of your mouth. And sink into your rebounder. Let's go ahead and bend our knees and put our hands on our knees and split the knees open, getting a nice little inner thigh stretch here. Let's do some ankle rolling in both directions. Now let's go ahead and tuck our legs into a ball and pull our knees in, stretching our quads. And hips. And then let's straighten our legs and pull our legs in, keeping our feet together, stretching through the hamstrings and still stretching through the quads. Very calm breath. Let's go ahead and if we can reach our hands up onto the middle arches of our feet and come into happy baby. And then we can stretch down, doing our best here. Pulling the knees down into our armpit area the best we can. If we can even just hold our ankles, that's fine. Be relaxed. Taking any opportunity that you want to stretch deeply into your body. Let's go ahead and switch, crossing one foot in front of the other, and then threading the needle, putting our hand in the little triangle we made, and the other hand connecting around the outer foot, and then pulling the leg in, stretching the hamstring and the hip. And if you have your elbow sitting right on in the front of your thigh here, the bent thigh, you can push it a little bit to create a little more stretch. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Threading the needle, hands behind the hamstring. And then let's go ahead and point our feet straight up. If we connect our heels, we have a little bit more stability. Stretch through those beautiful ankles and toes. And then let's slowly pull our toes back, stretching through the hamstrings and the calves and the ankles. Stretch through the feet, giving the foot position a little bit of a pronation up in the air. Stretching those toes apart. And then let's supinate the feet, rolling the feet up and out, keeping the feet together. Beautiful. And then let's do some ankle rotations. Both directions. And when you're ready, bend your knees. I really like to end class standing up. So if you're ready to start to inch your way up, to a sit. And then coming back up to the full stand. And just putting your body in that little pump. Relaxed body. Tension free. Ready to take on the day. Or evening. And done. Thank you for joining me for that extra 10 minutes. I thought about doing that and it said, if you want to join me, that will be perfect for you to do. Maybe you're joining me the second time you're doing this workout, or the first time, and then you don't need to do it again the next time. Now you know what the workout looks like. You can, like I was saying before, do it any time of day to your desired intensity. And this is a whopper of a workout. And I'm absolutely obsessed with taking that 30 seconds to recover if that's what we're choosing to do, and then to come back full gas for our mind to muscle connection, technique work with this Tabata workout. I'll see you in your next class, or Stephanie will see you in your next jumping workout. Have a fantastic rest of your trophy day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.